All right, Rob Parker, let's get into it. Tonight, I guess technically the game means something, but kind of a meaningless game. Don't you think the Lakers play tonight against the Denver Nuggets? And yeah, there's still a mathematical chance that the Lakers make the playoffs, but you know, we all know that they're essentially done. So
basically, they got to go 16-2 in the last 18, something like that. It's a crazy number.
Pretty much. And so we're not expecting that. And of course, we turn our attention to next year because LeBron James is signed up for 3 more years. And I do believe he wants to bring a title to the Lakers. And
I don't.
And I think now, honestly, Rob, and I think he always wanted to. Look, I agree with you. He clearly had other things to do here. But I also think he still wanted to win. He still feels he's the best player in the world. I'm sure he still feels like he's in his prime. So why wouldn't you want to win? But I think, Rob, now more than ever, he probably feels the need to win. Because, you know, he's catching heat. He's catching more heat than he has since he joined the Heat in 2010, no pun intended. You know, and so I don't think he was expecting this, even if they missed the playoffs. So I'm sure he wants to win. So that brings us to free agency. And the Lakers have to get someone this offseason. Most likely, the best chance they have is to trade for Anthony Davis. It's a great free agent summer, Rob. And, I mean, this is one of the biggest free agent summers in recent memory. You've got Kevin Durant. Could be a free agent. Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving, and Klay Thompson is the top 4. Interesting that they're all their names start with K. And then you might throw Jimmy Butler in as 5 and Kemba Walker, another K, at 6. So you got a lot. All those guys are all-stars. All will be free agents. And I'm going to tell you right now, when I mention those top 4, Kawhi, KD, Kyrie, Klay, I don't think the Lakers are going to get any of them. I think I think their best chance is Anthony Davis, and maybe you can sign Jimmy Butler as a free agent if Philly doesn't bring him back, which I think is very likely. All right, but I've been thinking, Rob, and, you know, some guys may not want to play with LeBron. I get it. You want your own team. You want to do your own thing. But I actually think this is a great time to join LeBron James as a free agent.
I don't see that at all. You have to explain this to me because I think if you're a player, a star, you should run the other way when you've seen what has happened this year with LeBron, how he's not focused, how he's more into the other stuff. And then you come here, things still don't work out, and you're the scapegoat. You're the reason why.
Okay, I'm going to give you my logic. Okay, hear me out, and then you can have the floor. I got 3 reasons why I think it's a great time to join LeBron James. Number 1, you have said it, and rightly so to a large degree, that whenever you play with LeBron, it's all about LeBron. If you win a championship, LeBron won a championship. You're just a side piece, a supporting actor. And if you lose, you get the bulk of the blame, right?
Yep.
Even when he lost in Miami his last year there, D-Wade wasn't
too
the same.
old,
He
right.
wasn't healthy. Bosh wasn't the same. Kevin Love got criticized in Cleveland, right?
Yes.
Okay. However, things are different this year because of how the Lakers have struggled. Because in many people's eyes, LeBron is no longer the best player in the world. I don't think you would come here as a supporting actor anymore. If Kevin Durant or Kawhi Leonard came to the Lakers, Rob, they would largely be viewed as a savior. LeBron is here, and it's been disastrous. I'm not saying they would be viewed as the number 1 guy or the number 1 option.
I was going to say, Chris, because I don't buy that at all.
But they would, if Kevin Durant came here and they challenged for the championship or got to the finals or won it, you would have to give KD at least as much love and credit as LeBron. Same with Kawhi. They didn't even make the playoffs this year.
That's in theory, but I don't believe that. I just don't. I don't believe.
KD is big enough. I mean, everybody knows KD got game. It's not. I mean, and many people think now he's the best player in the world.
I don't believe that any guy who joins LeBron will be looked at as the top dog and LeBron.
Well, I didn't say top dog. I'm saying this. You would come in as a co-star now, not as a supporting actor.
How's that? I'm not buying it.
Okay.
When you join,
that's what I think, though. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, LeBron has how many years left as the man or top dog, as you said? 1, maybe 2. This would be maybe for a younger player, a Kyrie and Anthony Davis. If they come to the Lakers, yeah, okay, next year LeBron's the man. Year after that, maybe. We'll see how much he declines. But then you would take over as the man. You're still young. Anthony Davis is 25. In 2 or 3 years, this would be his team. The Lakers would be his team. This is not the Jazz. It's not the Thunder. It's not the Blazers. These are the Lakers. They would be your team. And LeBron would still presumably be good enough, even though he's not the best player in the world or the top guy on the team, good enough as a second guy to help you win championships or at least compete for them. So that's my second reason.
All right.
And number 3, as LeBron declines, as his athleticism goes, I've said it before, Rob, one of his greatest strengths is he can do pretty much everything on the court. But one of his weaknesses is that he does pretty much everything on the court. That's often the case. Our greatest strengths can be our greatest weaknesses. And because LeBron does everything, I've said it before, he becomes his own system. There's the triangle, there's the Princeton, there's the flex, there's motion, and there's LeBron. And as he declines, though, I think if he's smart, and he is smart, he should focus on one thing. One position. Don't bring it up one time, then the next time you're posting and next time you're on the wing, and from possession to possession, your teammates don't know what you're doing. Instead, either be a point guard, because with his brain and his intellect and his skills, he can still average 25 and 12 as a point guard if he played it consistently. Or just be a regular small forward and contend for the league title in scoring. Average 9 or 10 rebounds a game. Post up a little more. Like, I think that would make it easier for really talented players to play around LeBron. Typically, role players are great with LeBron because they need somebody to do everything for him and just set them up for a shot or let them defend. But with talented players, it can get a little frustrated because you're used to doing a lot, but he's doing it all. And now I think LeBron playing a different way could really be a good fit for some of these talented stars. Your thoughts?
I hear your points. I just don't think any of them really add up to a LeBron James who's not committed, a LeBron James who's getting older by the day, a LeBron James who's...
Aren't we all?
Well, we all are, but he's a basketball player. You could get away with it as a sports analyst, fortunately for us.
Hey, Rob, you say he's not committed to winning.
He's not committed to what?
One of the biggest distractions of the season for the team was the Anthony Davis trade, which you largely blame LeBron for. If he didn't want to win, why in the world was he so intent on getting Anthony Davis?
It wasn't just that. Is that he didn't think that those other guys were any good. That was more of it. They weren't going to win even with Anthony Davis. If he didn't want to win, who cares if they're not any good? Just put up numbers. I just don't believe he's committed, and defense is another reason when you look at it that he wasn't committed to playing even when he came back and they had the bad teams that they still could have got back into it. That's the problem that I have, not the other stuff. If you want to say, Chris, you come back from the All-Star break after you lost that terrible game to Atlanta, you have some cupcakes on the schedule, LeBron James leads the team. They start to win some games, and then they win a big game again. Say they beat Milwaukee and they put together a 4-game win streak. Then I'd say, okay, LeBron's turned it up. He's ready to go. I just didn't get that. So
maybe he can't turn it up anymore.
Well, there's the other part. That's the other part.
Yeah, but even if he's not the best player in the world anymore, he's still a top 10 player.
Yeah, I just don't.
That's a heck of a guy to have on your team.
I think you got pie in sky dreams, but I'll tell you this. I don't believe they'll get anybody. That's what I'm going to tell you.
I started out with that. I mean, like I said, it might be Jimmy Butler, or I do think they have a good chance of trading for Anthony Davis.
I don't. If the Knicks get the number 1 pick, I think there's a chance that doesn't work out. And then the Boston
here's what
thing.
I've heard, and look, you hear a lot of things around the league, and guys talk, and sometimes they're wrong. Sometimes they might be thinking out loud. But I was told just a couple days ago that New Orleans is really focused on the Boston package, more so than even the number 1 pick, which I think is crazy. I would go for Zion over Boston's package even, because it's a business too, and that dude's gonna fill seats. You got him locked up for 4 or 5 years. But what I'm told is that the Pelicans right now are focused on whatever they think they can get from Boston. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, some picks, So, but here's my thing with Boston. If Kyrie Irving leaves, I don't think Danny Ainge is offering Jason Tatum. He'd be crazy. So we'll see, but good discussion. I think I laid out some great points. I think you're just in total hibboat mode.
No, I'm not.
You were never going to give that to me.
Never.
You know those points were great.
I just
made
don't.
all the sense in the world.
That doesn't mean that they're happening. I'm just saying. I don't.
I said I don't think nobody's going there other than maybe Jimmy Butler.
All
but
I'm going to say
those
is,
were great points.
As much as I criticize KD, he nailed it when he said the toxic situation around LeBron. He nailed it.
All right, it's your chance to weigh in. The callers, is now the time for free agents to consider signing with the Lakers. 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369.
All right, let's go with Kevin in Rancho Cucamonga. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
We're great, man. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I agree with you, Rob. I think, crazy as it may sound, I think LeBron, like KD said, is toxic, and we may have been better off signing free agents this offseason without him, as big as this offseason is. And, with the young talent that we had before, going into this season. Obviously, before this season, it's hard to not want to go after LeBron and all that good stuff. But honestly, I think in the long run, we're going to end up with an old LeBron and nothing around him, just like at the end of Kobe's career. And, it's kind of unfortunate to think of that when, going into it with these young guys, we could have maybe had, people like Kuz and some of these other free agents that you guys have said coming out this year, this offseason. So I'll take my comments off the air.
Rob, that would be a bad look if LeBron is just here for his waning years. You know what I mean? Like Kobe's.
Yeah.
Steve Nash, that's how it happened with him. You still had Kobe, but Nash, was never the same. He played, 10 games for the Lakers? But at least Kobe, you got the great stuff too, With LeBron, you would just be getting an old LeBron if that turns out to be the case.
Right, and that's the problem. So we've seen it happen before where the last couple of years with somebody, we saw Dwight Howard walk away. Didn't want to be around Kobe at the end.
Right.
Let's go with Chase in Charlotte. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Chase?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Big fan of the show.
Thank you, buddy.
You.
Guys, I got to tell you, I'm with Rob 100%, man. If I was a free agent, the only team in L.A. I'd even think about going to is the Clippers, because right now they run Los Angeles. I just can't envision too many people are going to be breaking down the door, of the Lakers to go play with the aging LeBron. He hasn't looked interested since he got there. And on top of that, they're about to throw out Luke Walton and, put in the LeBron crony Ty Lue. So I just can't really see anybody wanting to go there.
Yep. And then you're going to go, and then like another free agent going to go, wait a minute, they're bringing in Ty Lue again, the same, oh, here we go, I'm the outsider. They got their little inside thing going. LeBron has his own coach. And why would you want to be a part of that?
Me?
I wouldn't.
My reasoning is legit.
Nobody said it's not legit.
But I agree with you. I don't think anybody. I said it before. I don't think anybody's coming. I think, though, what they might have to do is go get Jimmy Butler, who is a really good player. And as we wait on the diesel, we're going to take a few more calls on the Lakers and LeBron.
Let's do that. All right. How about Will in Toronto? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Will?
What's going on, guys? Happy Worship Wednesday.
There you go.
Thank you, my man.
You gotta take Rob to confession.
It might be.
I'm trying. Believe me.
It might be too late. The last time I went to confession, I think the priest quit on the spot.
I think LeBron James has pointed the finger too much this year, and the only way you're going to get me in there is if you get me to come on to Space Jam 2 and save the day. It's the only way you're getting me there.
So that means you can only get Bugs Bunny or somebody to join the Lakers.
Yeah.
Do you
Or
feel
spot
though?
on the
You mentioned save the day. Doesn't the fact though that they've struggled so much even with LeBron mean that whoever would come here would be viewed as at the very least a co-star and somewhat of a savior?
Yeah, well, definitely Anthony Davis, I think. I think so. For sure.
KD definitely would. But I go ahead.
I think the star is super important, but it's also like the code, like everyone else that comes that they sign is going to be really important. Because look at Mud, like the Rondo and JaVale McGee, that failed totally. Like, I think
there's no question you're gonna have to get some other guys in here to help whoever you get. So
no doubt about it. Hey, Chris in Bakersfield, California, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What you got, Chris?
Man, huge fans of both of you guys, by the way. But
thank you.
Speaking on,
thank you.
Happy Wednesday, by the way. Happy Wednesday. I listen to you guys really all the time. And basically talking about what Colin was saying in the morning on the herd, that LeBron should have took a year off. It's starting to make more sense now looking at everything that's falling into place.
That he should have taken the year off? I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, Collins, I was on the herd this morning, and he basically said that he should have taken a year off before he came here, like let the body heal, get everything together, and then
recruit, go around.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then, get ready in L.A. after taking a year off.
It's interesting.
It's starting to make sense. It's starting to make sense after hearing everything and seeing how everything's falling into place. Looking like the Lakers are out of the playoffs. It's
but I'm sure
Thanks,
LeBron
Chris.
James had no thought that he would make the playoffs.
No, I don't believe
Now, I guess
that.
you can say if he thought he had no chance of winning a championship, which I think is probably true, you could take off a year. But in hindsight, it looks like that would have been a good idea. But you know what I mean? It didn't. Best player in the world, sitting out a year. Obviously, Jordan took time off.
Right.
He retired. What we thought those were retirements. But that would be unprecedented. What player has done that? Guys have come out of retirement, but
not just to take a year off, let your body heal up. That doesn't happen very often. Hey, what about Tyler in Indianapolis? You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What you got, Tyler?
Hey, what's up, guys? Quick question for you. So to go along with the MJ-LeBron comparison, I'm wondering what you guys think. Coming back from the injury, I'm wondering if you guys think it's possible LeBron is some sort of purposeful tanking, so he doesn't have to get the criticism that MJ always gets of getting the first-round exit that people always talk about when they're comparing the two.
Nah, I don't think that. I do think he is a competitor, and I think he wanted to go as far as they could. I definitely think he thought they couldn't win a championship, but I certainly don't think he's tanking. I mean, Rob, do you even think that?
No, I don't think he's tanking. I just think he can't play. He's just not up to it. You know what I mean? I think that's when you look at it defensively. I just think he's not up to it.
Defensively, I think what he has to do at this age is pace himself. And he's pacing himself on the defensive end. And a lot of times a team can cover up for you, which I think they did earlier in the season. But then when he came back after the injury, guys were deflated, maybe angry with him after all the trade speculation, and they're not covering up anymore.
I agree with that too,
right?
Chris.
You can see that lack of trust and camaraderie on the defensive end.
Yep, and that's what happens when and I know everybody says, hey, you got to be professional, just go out and play. But it wasn't. I just still believe they were supposed to be like this new young nucleus that they finally put together. This is before anybody knew LeBron was coming, right?
Right.
And then he comes, and then all of a sudden, we're expendable. Oh, all this talk and we're the future, and they got this young core and all this other stuff that went right out the window.
No, and they're human. I mean,
they're
human. Mentally, they can tell themselves, "Look, get past it. Let's move on." But it can have effects in your subconscious.
Absolutely. Sean in Sacramento, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What you got, Sean?
Fellas, how we doing today, Chris? How we doing, Legend Rob?
We're great. How are you?
Man. So Legend Rob, Chris, just plain old Chris, but Legend
Chris,
Rob. What's up with that, man?
Chris, man, I'm call you Galileo for your comments last Friday talking about the stars are aligned for LeBron to make the playoffs.
Yes.
Hey, Galileo was an intelligent guy. I'll take that.
Yeah, but he got it wrong. Like Chris got it wrong.
Got this so wrong. Talk about they're gonna rest Giannis. Still put up a triple-double.
Yes.
Oh, they're gonna play Phoenix.
Hold on. They did get that was all I said was the stars were aligning. I didn't say the Lakers were going to capitalize. Because remember, that wasn't your typical Giannis in that game, right?
And they still won.
No, I know. The Lakers didn't capitalize, but things were coming into place for them.
But I told you
they
the
just
reason,
couldn't even take advantage of it.
Because they're not good enough, and that was my point why, even though you were saying the stars were aligning, it ain't going to matter. They're not good enough.
Yeah, man. And on top of that, with the free agent talk, I mean, you got to look at the entire organization. Who's going to want to come to an organization where a brother and a sister got to kick each other off the board of executives, where you got Magic Johnson having issues even getting free agents to come by, and they traded away their best big man for a couple guys they're not even using right now? Who's going to want to go to the mishap Lakers, man?
Right. There's such a dumpster fire. They haven't been to playoffs for 6 years. They're not a destination right now.
If some people don't want to play with LeBron, that's one thing. But to say people wouldn't want to play for the Lakers,
they didn't come when Kobe had money.
The banners still hang.
They didn't come when Kobe was here.
Magic is still beloved.
Did they come here with Kobe?
Los Angeles. What are you talking about?
They didn't come. Nobody wanted to play with Kobe. Dwight Howard left $30 million on the table to get away from Los Angeles.
How'd that work out for him?
Hey, it was dumb, but I'm just telling you, he did it. How about Ron in Nashville? You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Ron?
What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing tonight?
Doing
What's
great.
happening, man?
Yeah, man. It's just LeBron, man. And I'm going to put this in a little context. I'm 43. So I remember the early, late 90s, the mid 90s, the late 80s. We saw Jordan. We saw a plethora of great players, right? Now, we have LeBron in this conversation for the greatest player of all time, but the other day I saw Kyle Kuzma pushing him out for a closeout, physically pushing him to close out. So I just never can think of a guy that was mentioned as the greatest player having this sulking, things not going right. I'm not going to play. Is it that he's hurt, or I just don't know how we have him in the conversation as one of the great. I mean, he is one of the greats, but
he shouldn't be in the conversation.
But it hurts him. I got that. It just looks bad because we talk about a lot of it is optics. It is just optics.
Right. I mean, look, he may be. We don't know yet. Is this still some residue from the injury? Is he not in shape? Is he not invested mentally and emotionally? Or is he getting older? All right, you see him on TNT as an NBA analyst. He's the host of the Big Podcast with Shaq on podcast1.com. Of course, a 4-time NBA champion, one of the best to ever do it. Shaq, what's up, man?
What's going on, brother? Sorry I'm late.
Hey, man, it's all right. We want to wish you a happy birthday, man.
No doubt.
Yeah, I was on the highway behind a Wells Fargo bank truck, and the truck flipped over. There was money all on the highway, and people were trying to get the money, including me.
Did you get out there?
Thank you for the birthday wishes.
How much did you get? Hey, Shaq, how much did you pocket?
I probably got about $80,000.
Wow. Not bad.
So what are you doing for your birthday, man?
Nothing. I'm just riding around. I had lunch with my daughter today. Getting a lot of texts and messages from friends and family and children. I'm glad to still be around at 47. But I've had a great life. Still working. Still got a little bit of notoriety, so it feels good. But like I told one of my children the other day, the day they were born is really my birthday, and every day is my birthday. So I'm blessed. I'm even blessed to be talking to the great Chris Broussard.
Unbelievable.
Hold on, Shaq, because it's your birthday, I'm not going to bring up how I gave you that work on your home basketball court a few years ago.
Stop it. Cut it out.
Hey, you know I was.
Hey, Shaq.
You know what I did to you?
Go ahead.
When you came to my house and played that game, I introduced you to Giannis Antetokounmpo. You saw a 7-foot guy coming down the court full speed.
You did hit a game-winning three in my grill.
Man.
I know.
I will say. So you would have, Shaq, if you were playing today, I always tell people this because, people forget when you first came into the league, you were running up and down the court, dribbling down the court. If you came up today, you think you would have played kind of like Giannis?
If I came up today, I would be Giannis because, we were sort of the end of the old school era, but big guys were forbidden to try to dribble the ball and bring it up. The only reason why I had handled is because growing up, I had a white best friend who was Larry Bird, and I was Magic Johnson, and we used to play 7-game series every day. His name is Mitch Rouse. Mitch Rouse, if you listen to this, make sure you get in contact with me. I miss you. Me and this guy used to play every day, so I worked on my handle. I worked on my pass, and I wanted to be, Magic Johnson. So when I got in high school, I went to a small school. Whenever we played the big schools, they would press us. So my coach would have me bring the ball up. And, I always used to use that sideways Magic Johnson dribble. I'd, turn side, and then when the guy tried to come to that side, I spin around, and then I just take off, and I kick it to one of my guys. But if I played today, I would definitely be Giannis. And I do the same thing he would do. I'm not shooting no threes. I'm not shooting no jumpers. I'm just going to the hole.
Hey, Shaq, before we get into some other stuff about a few of the other teams, the Lakers, LeBron, and that, your show on TNT is just an entertaining, great pre- and post-game show. But do you now appreciate a little bit, now that you're an analyst and you have to look at players and give your opinion on them, do you look at the writers who covered you or broadcasters who covered you a little different because you're now in that role, or no?
I mean, what I try to do, especially, Chris can attest to this, I try to, understand that you guys have a job to do and everything is opinion-based. So I try to really show a lot of you guys respect. Most of you guys, even the ones that wrote harsh things about me, because I was able to go back and say, okay, he's writing this article. Is there any truth in this article? Shaq's a dominant player, but we won't give him his props until he hits free throws or wins championships. So, even though I was mad at Chris and Stephen A. and other guys were writing that,
right,
there was a lot of truth into that. So what I just try to do is just show you guys respect and realize that you guys have a job to do. And I only had a problem with, one or two of you guys. I never really did like Peter Vesey. Never did like him, but,
for people who don't know,
really didn't have a problem with it.
I was going to say, people don't know, Vesey was a long-time NBA columnist for the New York Post, for people who don't know.
It's the Odd Couple. We're joined by Shaquille O'Neal, and you can check him out in addition to on TNT on the Big Podcast with Shaq. That's on podcast1.com. Shaq, Adam Silver said the other day, about a week ago, that a lot of the players in the NBA are unhappy and, just depressed and stuff.
Isolated, too.
Yeah, did that surprise you, and did you feel it was like that back in your day?
It didn't surprise me, and I couldn't say a lot of people, but a lot of the people that I encountered. Like, I didn't know everybody from every team, but, yeah, it was a lot of that. What I like about Adam, he's very fair. He's going to say what's on his mind, and he's going to say it in a way to where, everybody understands it, and he's not going to isolate anybody or hurt any feelings. But when he said that, I was like, yeah, he's right. And it's kind of unfortunate. And I think sometimes that's why the outside world look at us like brats. Like, you got guys making $250 million. What are you unhappy about? What are you complaining about? So, he was definitely correct in his statements. Most of the megastars are probably not in that category, but you got guys that, have been, 6, 7, 8 year veterans that don't really get the leeway or don't get this and to get that. And those guys are miserable. I play with a lot of miserable guys.
Hey, Shaq, we got about a minute to go. Tell me about the Lakers.
No, we got 30 minutes to go. We can do this all night.
We got a hard break. We wish we could do it. But tell me about the Lakers and LeBron. I mean, where do you spread the blame? Can you believe they're not going to make the playoffs?
Well, it's not blame because everyone knew when he came, the fans and Magic, they're going to give him grace period. Okay, We got a young team. Maybe if we stay healthy, we can get it. If not, we're not going to be, too upset. But the work starts in the summertime. Now the question is, who can Magic, Rob, and LeBron bring there? I know the Anthony Davis talks will resume, but I got a feeling that the New Orleans owners are going to be like, nope, we'll trade you, but we're not going to trade you there. I think they're going to really, really play hardball. So the true test starts in the summertime. So, like I said, who can those guys bring to play with LeBron? Now 1 year not making the playoffs, Laker fans, they're okay, young team, but we're definitely not going to take 2 years of that.
Shaq, a lot of these fans, there was the game the other night. LeBron was at the free throw line, and they were chanting, "We want Kobe." Some fans made a song called "Kobe Come Back." Kobe come back, all that stuff. It seems like people Kobe's reputation is improving as LeBron is struggling in L.A. Does that surprise you, or you understand where the Lakers fans are coming from?
Well, it's not that I understand. It's just that the Laker fans are spoiled. They were spoiled in the 80s with Showtime. Then they had the little thing with Nick Van Exel and Eddie, and then me and Kobe took it for a while. I left. Kobe had it for a while. Kobe still played. Retirement ceremony. Boom, 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 boom. So they're used to greatness. They're used to great players. And, I even said the other day, look, you guys keep talking about the GOAT. I just don't understand why Kobe's name is not mentioned. That's all I'm saying.
I remember you used to always say he was the best.
To me, if you're going to talk about GOAT, it got to be 3 names. Actually 4. It got to be 4 names instead of 2. You got to talk about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in that.
Yeah, I remember you used to always say Kobe was the best to ever play.
Yeah, ever.
All right, Shaq, man. Look, hey, I wish we could keep you on longer, man. They
on
us for this break.
You got rules or something?
Man,
we got commercials.
They pay the bills. The commercials pay the bills. You know that.
Whatever the commercial's paying, I'm going to double that.
Y'all hear? We got that on tape, man.
Yeah, but you got to collect the money. That's the problem.
You got to double that and pay me.
That's right.
Yo, man, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Shaq.
Have a great night.